This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, Shark week and a half and then some continues for just a few more decks that I decided I wanted to play, featuring the great and mighty Shark Typhoon. And in honor, of course, of the launch of the CovertGoBlue token from CoolStuffInc.com. Check out link in the description to get your CovertGoBlue Shark token, the greatest token in all the land. So, the deck is SHARK-A-MATUM. Which Matum, you might ask? The Emergent Ultimatum. We did a teamer version of the deck with Genesis Ultimatum, but now we're pulling out Emergent Ultimatum. And to be honest, this is a rehash. I net decked myself from a few months ago. That video was pretty freaking sweet, where we did an Emergent Ultimatum ramp deck. And this one is a bit about Shark Typhoon, but also very much about the Emergent Ultimatum package. Emergent Ultimatum isn't the most popular card. You don't see it every day, so let's check it out. A black, a green, green, and a blue for a rare sorcery. Coming to you from Ikoria. Search your library for 3 mono-colored cards. Mono-colored. They can only have one color. With different names. And exile them. An opponent chooses one of those cards. You shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying their mana cost. Exile. Emergent Ultimatum. So you get 2 free spells out of your deck. 1 card gets sent back into your library. So the idea with Emergent Ultimatum and monocolored spells, one of the greatest and best around, of course, is Shark Typhoon. Getting a Shark Typhoon onto the field while also getting another spell on top of it with Emergent Ultimatum is probably one of the best ways to hardcast a Shark Typhoon. And we've come up with all kinds of ways to hardcast Shark Typhoon this week. This is one of my favorites because you also get other spells and you get to come up with cool packages for Emergent Ultimatum. For example, what you show your opponent if they have a bunch of creatures on the board. What would be a good package to really wreck them? Oftentimes doing something along the lines of Extinction Event, Kogla, the Ape Titan, and Thorn Mammoth can really blow up a lot of their creatures. Now, if they only have 3 creatures or less, and they're small creatures, or you're comfortable with your blocking ability, you can put in Kiora Best the Sea God instead of Extinction Event. And then what happens is you get an 8/8 hexproof that can block, and then next turn you tap everything down and just kind of win the game. And the opponent will pick one of these to go back into the deck. They might pick the Mammoth because it kills off multiple creatures. Because if you put the Mammoth into play first, and then you also resolve the Kogla or the Kiora Best the Sea God for the 8/8, the Mammoth fights 2 times. The 2-time fighting Mammoth to wipe out 2 creatures and leave you with a giant monster. So maybe 2 giant monsters. So this is sort of the anti-creature package, something in these lines. Sometimes they have a wide board, but it's all tokens or it's all the odd creatures. Adventure creatures, for example. Then throwing in Extinction Event, they almost have to choose it because you can exile their whole board. And then you definitely get the Kogla and the Thorn Mammoth, and you kill 3 things and have 2 giant bodies lying around if your Mammoth lives. So that's really good. Now, what if your opponent doesn't play a lot of creatures? What if big, ugly creatures is not their bag? How do we best show them the power of Emergent Ultimatum? Well, for me, that's always a card draw, baby. So if you have a giant hand, what can they actually do? So often what I'll do is get a Boon of the Wishgiver and a Seagate Restoration and a Shark Typhoon if they don't have easy ways to remove the Typhoon. If they're not playing white and they're not running things like Elspeth Conquers Death, then I'll fetch Typhoon. If not that, I'll fetch Kiora Best the Sea God, because usually white has a pretty hard time dealing with both the Enchantment Saga and the 8/8 creature. Either way, they might shuffle one of those back into the deck, because if you get to resolve Seagate Restoration into the Boon of the Wishgiver, draw 4, and then draw 5 more, you get a draw 9 off your Emergent Ultimatum, and you have no max hand size for the rest of the game. It's great. A few other odds and ends from the deck. Glasspool Mimic. If you already have a Thorn Mammoth or a Kogla Ape Titan or a Giant Shark on the field, fetching a Glasspool Mimic can be really cool. Same with the 8/8 Kraken from Kiora Best the Sea God. And the rest of the deck is, well, there's Ramp to make sure that you can cast Emergent Ultimatum with Migration Path and Cultivate. There's Removal in Elspeth's Nightmare, Eliminate, Heartless Act, Extinction Event, just to keep the opponent down. There's card advantage in Omen of the Sea and Maze Mind Tome. They also work great with Yorion, who goes great in the deck because we want an 80-card deck because we want to fit in all the packages for our Emergent Ultimatum. Very hard to fit into a 60. And we have 3 Cling to Dust because Rogues. That's it. That's the deck. There's a lot to it. It's a lot of fun. The mana is awesome. The 1 Crawling Barrens is unnecessary, but people have been giving me crap about not having it in my decks because I wanted Shark Typhoon to be my only win con. In this deck, we have multiple win cons. There's no way around it. May as well run my patented 1 Crawling Barrens. Anyway, I think you'll really like this deck. This deck is a lot more fun than I think it gets credit for being, and it should probably be played more, to be honest, because I also don't think it's a bad deck. It does take some skill and good decision-making. Hopefully we put some of that on display to give you an idea of what I'm thinking about when I play. Now let's dive in and let the SHARK-A-MATUM nonsense begin. Number 603. We're going to have to fix that. All right, hopefully against Rogues. 2 Clings is a lot of Cling. How we doing today? Is the arena ready for the 1 in best of 1? Sometimes I gotta hype myself up just to be myself. Yeah, play with your pet. Yeah, that's a use of time. I challenge you to a duel. Do something. I dare you. Put in the Lazy and Lazy Bolt for sure. Lazy Bolt sounds like a mono red name. Am I wrong? Come on. What are you? Okay. Hey, we got our Rogue's Wish. All right, sweet. Let's go get a green. Then we play our black. Do we Heartless Act this? We should save it for a Thought Thief, right? Anything I can play for 1 green? No, there is not. Come at me. Down goes a Typhoon. Okay, no Luris. So they might be the Xerath version. So we want to exile good permanents every step we get. Oh, easy Fabled Passage. Every time. 10 out of 10. Would get wrecked again. Yeah, go for it. Do it now. Good choice. Punish. Should have held it to my turn. Yeah, you feel bad. You feel very bad, don't you, Rogue player? Yes, you do. Unfortunately, they'll already be at 8 cards next turn, but they're still a ways off of Into the Story, so we should be able to cling it out before then. So let's get Cultivate resolved. We already have enough green. We definitely need another blue, and I think we'll take another black. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The next turn 5. We're gonna need to play an untapped land next turn anyway, so let's just put this down. And it's our Clings against the world. We're gonna have to draw into some good cards. What do you think? Do we try to set them up for a Xerath, or do we let them resolve an Into the Story? I think the safe play is not to allow the Into the Story for sure, right? 8 cards. There's a crab down there. All right, do we draw cards? We can do this on their upkeep too. We don't have to do it now. Let's put some stops around and try to make this count. We want 5 mana so we can Cling and then bring back Cling. There's a psychological impact of having the mic on my left side where I moved it to. I keep on thinking I have to lean in here. I'm not over it. And I can't get the mic any further this way. The stand isn't long enough. So I don't know. I keep on doing this thing where I just keep hunching in over here and it's not good. All right. Let's do it now. My graveyard, we're going to exile Shark Typhoon. And then we're going to exile a bunch of other cards from our graveyard to exile something else that matters. So all the permanent cards, and we're exiling Omen of the Sea, so don't target that. And all the land. And submit 5. Yay, fresh card, small graveyard. And an extinction event. That could be good. Depends what they do with their turn. They might try to slam in a Zareth. Nope. They're going to play a Wind Robber. Yep, 6 cards. If they slam in a Thought Thief, it's going to feel nice. Well, kind of, because then they'd have enough cards in the graveyard, right, that they could sack their Wind Robbers in response to an event, which we don't want that. 7 cards. All right. They have the mana open for Drown in the Loch. I think we just keep clinging. Just stay clingy. Are we on 7? We don't want them to get into the story, so we'll do this on their upkeep. Eliminate's a good one. Oh, they do have the Thought Thief, too. They're rolling. So, we want to draw this, so we should do this now. Target what? Guess it doesn't really matter. We'll target the event. We'll get the Eliminate. The only thing in the graveyard now is the Cling. They're going to get 1, 2, then 3, 4 next turn, then 5, 6. If they have another rogue, they can get up to hit me extra hard, but if not, they're not going to hit me that hard. And then we can work on resolving removal spells. We've got to play through this Drown in the Loch somehow, though. Down to 12. 2 more triggers. Yep, we need to buy time. Hopefully they just do nothing here. Stuck on mana. Yep. Alright. Let's exile... I can exile this Kogla for the life. Let's go there. Again, they're not the Lurrus version. And I do need the life. And every card could matter. Eventually we want to resolve these ultimatums. But I'm not just going to... Let's see, if I run out the extinction event, I still need 1 more land before I can cling in response to it. So I think this turn is a cultivate and a flashback to cling. So let's get more mana. We need more blue and more black. Alright, we're up to 8. But on their upkeep, I think, is when we want to use the cling. Don't let them play a land and play into the story. Let's target our Temple of Malady. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's target our Temple of Malady. Exile the Typhoon, the Swamp, the Typhoon, the Extinction Event, the Cultivate. Just takes work to battle rogues, but if you battle them well, you can shut down a lot of what they want to do as we just keep going through the deck. And now there aren't enough cards in the graveyard for Extinction Event to work. They'll put 4 back in, But then hopefully we can take those out with a cling. I guess we have to make sure that there are enough there to cling in response too. If there's 4, they can counter event. Maybe we just go for the ultimatum then. They might have another counter for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can go for ultimatum and still have eliminate open. It's a really ugly though if they counter it. And they can also counter one of the 2 spells because those get cast. So that's ugly too. Oh, there are 6 cards in the graveyard, so we're actually good. Yep. Now let's see if they know about this trick. There's 6 cards, so we have to exile the whole graveyard, so we need to target their graveyard. Let's go after their crab. So now their Drown in the Lock doesn't have enough cards in the graveyard to work, and we get to exile their toys. 3 of them. The Eliminate will hit the Thought Thief next turn. Or maybe we'll hit it with a Thorn Mammoth if we're feeling feisty. Found land number 4. There's nothing there for Zareth to hit. Oh! And then their head exploded while I was looking at my graveyard. It was a very subdued, like, pop explosion. Goodbye. A legitimate Mob Psycho. Alright, no blue mana, but no need for it. We're on the play with 2 tomes and a path and an event. So whether we're against a fast deck or a slow deck, we have play. Let's keep it. And a blue mana. Let's do it. Magic is easy. Blah, blah, blah. Draw cards. Win game. Blah. Black. Nice. Hopefully they're a slow black control deck. Yes, Dirtle. Dirtle against my ramp deck. Do it. Okay, that's not as dirtly as I was looking for. But, hey. Let's scry. Do not need another temple, so good scry, good scry. Elspeth's Nightmare. That could be good. Think we buy Yorion? Think so. Seems good. With Migration Path, we'll get up to mana to do very quickly, and if there's something else to Nightmare besides the Shade, it's gonna feel nice. Oh, if you go in for Demonic Embrace, I'm exiling this sucker. Yeah? Easy money. Kiora Best the Sea God? I can't do nothing about that. We need the payoffs too. Down to 14. I mean, that's good. But this Extinction event, even though it's not even the most efficient way to do it, wipes out your first 2 turns of progress. What do we want next turn? If we have a land, we can Yorion. Reset the tome. Okay. Ephemia. Elspeth's Nightmare can handle that. Scry it up. Do not need you. That's enough expensive cards. Let's get some removal. Make sure we don't die. Heartless Act. On cue. No land. The no land is tilting. But let's fire off the Nightmare. Then we just need to draw land to... We just need to draw a land, and Yorion can reset these. I guess it has to be a blue land. Ooh, Crawling Barrens. Okay, the pace of this game is going to be fast. This deck is aggressive as hell. We better just use the scry from the tome and gain the life. Alright, what do we discard? Let's scry first. Learn what's on top. It is another land, which we need. So we'll take it. When are we going to cast Migration Path? I don't know. When are we going to cast Best the Sea God? I don't know. This is tough. One card in hand. Let's see it. Myra's Grasp out of there. Heartless Act kills Rankle. 3 mana left over. We can't blink the Nightmare. We don't have the blue mana for the Orion. Bit of a tilt. Opponent with an oops, no idea why. Let's hold on to this. The opponent will probably fire up Barons. So, kill the Rankle, kill the Barons. Obviously, I think the Rankle's a much nastier threat. But before we do any of that, we'll scry. Just a second. Let's let them make the attack. See what answer there is on top of the deck. It's another land. If I'm going to path... Yeah. We'll use the migration path for land. Give ourselves another shot at something good. Destroy thing with no counters. That's the Rankle. Slow that down. Take 4. Cultivate. Not ideal. But this lets us also use the Tome. And fix our blue mana problem. I guess they might have Agonizing Remorse, so let's hold off on activating Tome. We take 6 here. It's getting really scary. I think I misplayed this game in multiple spots because I think we should be really favored in it. And I think I just didn't do it right. A few of the keeps on top weren't good. Several of the plays just weren't good. And we're going to come up 1 turn short here. Unless the opponent can't kill this and attack with Barons, which maybe they can't. I guess that's going to be really hard, right? A Rankle will do it. Rankle will definitely do it. Okay, they kick a Thirst. We live to fight another day. We have Eliminate in the deck. And they have an Eidolon. Ouch. They also had a 1-drop to go with that. Alright, big scry. Big nope. Shark Typhoon. That can ambush a Barons. Can it ambush it for enough? It actually can. It actually can. Oh my goodness. Do we use the Your Go taunt? Come at me, bro. They don't have lethal without the Barons, of course. They see the Mazemind Tome. They've got to push. This is a lethal looking attack. Hey guys, it's Shark Week and a half. Almost defeated by Barons, but not quite yet. Omen of the Sea is a good one. 2 Fabled Passages are not. Eliminate! Do we reset the Tome? We're at 2 life. That's suicide, right? There's no way we reset the Tome when we're at 2 life. That's so greedy. Alright, Omen. Keep getting me the good cards. Keep it coming. Demonic Embrace. We should kill that before it hits so that they don't draw a card. If we do that, we can't gain the life. Well, yeah, we can. We can scry. Alright. Let's use the Heartless. Well, Heartless Act hits Rankle. Eliminate hits Crawling Barons. This is a big choice. I don't think they have another Barons. I don't think they run 4 of it. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Give me a card. And the life, please. Elspeth's Nightmare. I definitely have enough land now. Let's cycle this. Extinction Event. Alright, and we're covered for Rankle, so let's get in there. And we can pitch the Omen of the Sea. Get some scry. Get some sweet, sweet scry. Stonecoil Serpent. What? That's a card. Protection from multicolor, too. I think we Extinction Event it. I'm trying to think of a reason not to. Another Omen. Let's have a look. Typhoon and another Omen. Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So we'll play the Typhoon next turn. We can draw this turn. Name even. Get that Stone Coil out of here. We still have mana up for the Heartless Act and the Omen of the Sea. And next turn we can play Shark Typhoon. Lurrus. Ugh. I guess it's only an Eidolon. I shouldn't be too afraid. Hard not to be. Lurry is scurry. Nice cards. The boon. All right. Destroy Lurry. Shark Typhoon hard cast at last. Down goes the Eidolon. No ultimatum needed this game. Just good old-fashioned blue-black Yorian tactics with some ramp thrown in. And a little bit of luck to get over the edge. A little bit of help from my Shark Typhoon friends. I get by with a little help from my Shark Typhoon friends. What are you doing? Stop touching all my cards. Okay. Dead weight. Draw with Castle. Okay, another turn. We get to Nightmare. Take the Embrace. Draw 4. Make 6/6. Oh, Emergent Ultimatum. I can't cast it. Too bad. Wanted passing back. Has their time come? A Bloodchief's Thirst. I suppose I'll play my toys too, since we're still playing. And Mob says none of that. None of that. Darn it, I wanted to Emergent Ultimatum. Into battle again. Who shall stop the power of the Shark-A-Matums? Can anyone do it? Mic positions. I keep fidgeting with mic positions. I'd say tell me how it sounds, but I've tried so many. It would be hard to tell me what works. Keeps. Let's go, rogues. Let's dance. Are you roguies? Are you my rogue gamer? That would be very convenient. I feel like I had almost this exact same hand against rogues just a few plays ago. Oh, they are. They are definitely rogue gamer. Holding that priority, of course. Of course you are. Ta-da! What do you think? Do we get rid of it? Or do we wait for the Thought Thief? I think we wait for the Thought Thief. Or the Drown. Like, either way, we want to force them to do stuff here. The frustrating thing about this deck is I just never seem to get these spots where I can, like, ramp. It's the hard part. I don't think they have anything from the way that attack went. And by that, I mean no Thought Thief. If they have no Thought Thief, we'll just fire off this Heartless Act. Yeah, you're going to drown that? No. Okay. Tome. Let's cultivate. We definitely want another black. I suppose we take another green? Oh, they are tanking on whether or not to counter cultivate. I mean, I wouldn't, but it doesn't mean they won't. Snap it off. Okay. They don't defend their creature, but they counter cultivate. And they slam to Fairy's frickin' tutelage. What a nerd. Alright. I mean, hey, we might miss a land drop because of this. Look, 2 lands just hit the graveyard. We are going to miss a land drop because of this. Oh wait, hold on. First we play Tome. Then we scry. Look for land. As much as I'd love that Nightmare. Your graveyard, this Typhoon. Draw. Unfortunately for us, we're missing land drops, and our opponent is going to be able to put cards into our graveyard infinitely with the Fairy's Tutelage. So this isn't the typical rogue game where we can rely on Cling. So yeah, countering that Cultivate is going to work out perfectly for them. And they have another Thieves Guild. And they keep milling my land. And they keep milling my land. Disgusting. Alright. You sacking this? Like, what the hell are you doing? Come on now. Get it together. I guess it's lands. Can't turn it down. Could have sacked right there if they wanted. If they wanted to throw off my scry. Cool. My favorite thing about rogue players. Your go. There's nothing to do but sack your little Wind Robber. And you're not going to do it. Because it's not the right play. There you go. Alright. We have 6 mana. They have 3 cards. I think they would have played into the story if they could. I think we need to double spell. So for me, that is either Cling to Dust or Migration Path and Eliminate. Let's go for the Path. If they have an Into the Story, I'd recommend playing it in response. You might mill the basics I wanted. Like say that you milled both of my forests there, right? We get the full rope every turn. Okay, no Into the Story. They drew that land, I think. I'm pretty sure they didn't have one last turn. And no Zareth yet. Let's try to pick off the Thieves Guild. Resolves. What do they have? What's left of your deck? What are you doing? Spot removal? Heartless Act? Maybe. Event? Don't think that does it. Well, looks like that's my choice. So there's a million cards in my graveyard. How do we get rid of this? We have to attack with the Kogla. That's unlikely to work. Like, should we just be using the Clings to accumulate resources and eat the graveyard? We can eat a lot of cards every turn. We can empty this graveyard. We've got some time with 44 cards. It's not a ton, but it's some. Okay, I think they drew that land as well. Alright, I am targeting a Fabled Passage. Don't anything else target a Fabled Passage. Let's exile everything a Xerath would want. Another Typhoon. Alright, this time we're sending off a Pathway. And exile every permanent. Down to 14. No land. Still no land. I think we spend another turn on this kick. If we're going to do that anyway, let's do it now. I'm going to target an ultimatum. I'm going to exile every permanent. And everything that's not an ultimatum. See if we draw land. Down to 8. We do draw the land. And then on their upkeep, we'll cling again. Get under the amount for Into the Story. So, ultimatum. Very small graveyard all of a sudden. And a very full grip. That's what we were looking for. So 5 cards grave. We want sneaky access to the 6th card. So that we can play Nightmare and then cling away our graveyard in response if they drown. I guess we can cycle the Shark Typhoon for that effect. Or we can just slam Kogla. Which, it's probably not going to work, to be honest. How about a Typhoon? Let's start with a Typhoon. Resolves. They'll probably counter this Nightmare. So we should wait. Would they counter this? I doubt it. Let's go for it. But they countered the first one, if you recall. So who knows? $30 cards, by the way. Drown the token. Yep. This is what it's come to. 6 cards in grave. They go up to 8, so that turns on Into the Story. Possible I should have just held up and used Cling in response to that, but we'll see. Yep. Let the card draw begin. Down to 25. There's the Into the Story. They found it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Lucky and unfortunate. We're going to get soloed by Teferi's Tutelage. 17 cards. Not good enough. I mean, we could try to jam this. It's just not going to work, right? Not going to work. So, other Shark Typhoon. Okay, they drown that. Not nearly enough to exile this time. That's okay, though. We get the Shark. They're at 20. We have a long way to go. Do we stick the Nightmare? I think we do. Like, exiling our graveyard isn't going to do any good anymore. If they had an Into the Story, they could have just played it there, right? They would have hit a lot of cards. But they didn't, so maybe there's hope. Alright, here come the Heartless Axe. Here come the removal spell Tribal that I'm sure they've been slow rolling because there haven't been targets. I guess it's not slow rolling them, but you know what I mean. Alright, enough. Enough of you. Wow, we lost to 1 tutelage. What a nice little juke from the rogues. I kind of want rogues. I kind of want 3 out of 4 rogue gamers, because I really think I beat rogues, and I think my opponent got lucky to be a tutelage gamer when most people aren't. So, I want revenge. If our opponent is a creature deck, this hand is great. If they're not, I'm going to be really mad, because I haven't had an opponent yet where I can just ramp, ultimatum. Like, I haven't played against any slow decks of any kind, so if this isn't a creature deck, I'm going to tilt. Oh, our first Lovestruck Beast of the day. Let's do this. Hold up Heartless Act and Eliminate for the Brushfire Elemental. So easy. Magic is so easy. I guess this hits a Questing Beast. Actually, do we just play Nightmare and let them keep their 1/1 for a minute? We might end up Extinction Eventing even. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's fine. If I lose by 1 life, it wasn't fine. Sultai mode engaged. Tron assembled. 1 of each color. Alright, take their Great Henge. Come on, come on, come on. Or their Cleave. Cleave it is. And there is a Questing Beast, so it is going to play out the way we wanted. They're going to land the Questing Beast, then we're going to Extinction Event even. I guess we can play it nice and slow then. We don't... Or if they draw... Actually, we do not let them henge off the top, right? There's no way. I also want them to play the Questing Beast, so as weird as this looks... As weird as this is, I should say. I want them to play the Beast. We're going to play the Omen right now and tap out, just in case they, for some reason, think they're going to slow roll me. All right, we'll take the lands. I think if we get to the Mammoth, we can't lose. Opponent obliges with the Questing Beast. Let's go ahead and set this to black, I think. Set this to even. And leave the opponent on their Embereth Shieldbreaker. Hopefully they don't draw Edgewall Innkeeper. Whoa, popping their Passage. That's not what you do in Gruul. You wait for that Brushfire Elemental. Especially if your play is a 2/1. Let's buy the Yorion, let them have this Innkeeper for a turn before we Mammoth it. Alright, they've got a Brushfire. Don't you wish you had a Passage for that? Not that it matters here, we have the Heartless Act. And we'll take out the Shieldbreaker because it's a 2/1. This is just a 1/1 that's about to get Mammoth. Roar! Mammoth and Yorion working together. The Gruul player's like, what? Destroyed! Destroyed Gruul. Yield Deezy. Number 224, the highest rank we have played today on the play against Yorion. I might finally get to ramp. Let's do this. Hello, your go. The fans know it's meant in a friendly way. Let's tome it up. Did not really want to draw my 7-drop that quickly, but here we go. Another land. Not going to turn it down. We do have to find a green source, though. I really want to cast this Migration Path on time. Do we buy the Yorion? It's the most mana efficient play. We still get Scries. And if we don't hit, we get to Omen. I think it is the play. Mono white so far, and Heliod Suncrown hits the battlefield. Mono white Yorion, huh? Well, that's a tap land. Not what we're looking for. And draw. It is not the green source. So, let's go digging. Untap land, please. Oh, no. Not like this. Okay. We kind of got there. Still need the green source. Heliod's going to throw a counter on something. Can go on the wall, can go on itself. Heartless Act does not like Heliod, that's for sure. Solemn. Wow. Okay. So, white Ugin control life gain? This is going to be a scrap. Another Omen and another Tome. What is going on? I shouldn't have to work this hard for land. I should be more privileged. Both of these are good, but I have to shuffle when I sack the passage. I don't have to sack the passage right away. Yeah, there's my green source. Do I get rid of this tome? Or do I use the mana to play my other tome? It's so much value. It's so much value. Let's go. This looks like a value game. So we're going to establish and maintain tome superiority. That's the strategy. Is Nightmare even that good, to be honest? Trying to get in their hand, giving them an ECD target? I don't think it's that good. I don't even want to hit the Solemn. They draw. I'd rather Extinction Event. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle this away, I think. I think that's the better play. Give it lifelink. Okay. That is a play. Second Solemn. Alright. I feel like I need to Yorion before the Ugin. Do I have an answer to the Ugin? I guess I have the Ultimatum, potentially. I don't have that many answers to Ugin in my deck, do I? Shark Typhoon. Just make a shark and attack the Ugin. Same with Crawling Barrens, but that's about it. That is a problem. Alright, green. I guess we're really looking for Shark Typhoon now. Also, it'd be nice to hit lands. For some reason, I can draw anything but land in this particular game. Let's fix that. I've had enough. I've had enough. That sets me up for the Ultimatum. We're letting the opponent have kind of everything they could want on board, but they're not doing much anyway. At least not yet, so I'm not afraid. This is definitely a good spot for an Ugin. I would be so far behind. Would you like to give him lifelink? You can. I'm okay with that. Nice. And buy Yorion. Okay, I'm going to look for more ramp spells and more lands. Land is good. My turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, huh? So we could go for an ultimatum, but I think it's a lot smarter to play Extinction Event here. The ultimatum, what do we fetch? Like Shark Typhoon, Seagate Restoration, Boon of the Wishgiver probably. But we're at 12. I guess we can go up in life pretty fast. Let's take away what they can Yori in here. Bless me. Or you, or whatever. And pass it over. 3, 2, 1. We're going to try to reset all of them when we play our Yorion. Yeah, the Yorion looks a lot worse without the lovely Solemn Simulacrums. Archon. Okay, do you also have an enchantment to take advantage of the fact I'm tapped out? Because that would be smooth. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it's a good one. It is a good one. We need another Extinction Event now? That, I didn't see that coming. I mean, maybe I should have. Maybe this isn't a Nugan deck at all. Just a ramp and life gain deck. Alright. So, what do we do about these? We can make Extinction Event one of the reveals along with the 2 creatures. That can give us a lot of board presence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more. I need to be able to Heartless Act and do something else. I think we play the Typhoon. I think with a Shark Typhoon on the field and a Heartless Act to force some action and these to gain life, we're in a pretty good spot. Heliod is almost turned on. We got to watch out for that. If they go for the Yorion to turn that on, they go for another Archon. Let's see, they sacrifice, that goes there, this goes there, that turns on. Ugh. It's a lot of pain. That's what that is. Make a Shark. They'll use LC to protect. Fortunately, it doesn't turn off the Heliod like I was hoping it would. They name black. We get a 2/2. Let's make the block that prevents the most damage. Yeah, this is getting dicey. Very dicey. 37-7. They don't have any enchantments to flicker with the Yorion, though, so they don't get any triggers off the Archons. Another land. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we did need that, right? So now we can play Heartless Act and Emergent Ultimatum. Heartless Act still hits this Archon. Let's go. 7/7 Shark for starters. So Extinction Event is a grab. So is Kogla and Thorn Mammoth if we want to care about the board. Second Shark Typhoon is pretty amazing too. I think they'd have to pick the event. We could also stock our hand, but I don't think our hand is what's important here. I think it's all about the board. So let's do it. If they let me have the Mammoth, it kills all their stuff anyway, because I can use Heartless Act, make a Shark, trigger, fight, fight, fight. Although I guess the Mammoth eventually dies. Extinction Event just wipes them out, though. I lose my 7/7 Shark. They put back the event. Okay, so this we want to resolve first. So this, then this. Kogla will fight this one. I guess it doesn't matter very much. Down with you. Because they put a counter somewhere. Ugh. Okay. I will fight you. You will fight you. Wipe them out. Wipe them all out. And then, since we took out the Archons first, they don't get life from the last attack. Just kind of a micro point in our favor. All right, DZ. Are you coming back from this? Emeria's Call. Some 4/4s in the house. Let's draw. I could use Heartless Act there, but maybe we'll find a better answer. Not sure. Another ultimatum. Why not? Why not? All right, let's grab another Shark Typhoon, a boon of the Wish Giver. Or no, it's not about the hand, it's about the battlefield. I mean, you can't blame me for wanting to draw sweet cards. We'll grab the Glasspool Mimic, that's not good for them, and we'll grab Kiora Best the Sea God. Savage! What? It's 44-7. Why do you scoop? I don't understand. Oh my goodness. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and I had a ton of fun revisiting Shark-A-MATUM with Emergent Ultimatum. Emergent Shark-A-MATUM? I don't know. This deck, I think, doesn't get nearly the credit it deserves. I think it should see more play. I think that the main problem is that the ramp players know that Genesis Ultimatum is better, and I agree that it is, but the cheap black removal spells are so much better against aggro than any of the red removal spells. So in my world, just I like running the Sultai version a lot better, and considering that I rarely see this deck on ladder, I think it should get more action. It just doesn't have kind of a champion, so at least for a few days here, I will be that champion. More people should run Emergent Shark-A-MATUM. And yeah, nothing but a fun deck. I think a competitive deck. I think a mythic deck all the way around. And a strong stamp of approval. But like I said in the intro, hard to play. You do have to decide on the right things. You have to set up your mana or affect the board. You have to Emergent Ultimatum for the right cards. You have to stack them in the right order. You have to know when the battlefield is about what's in the graveyard. You have to know when the game is about what's in the graveyard, what's on the board, and what's in the hand. And you have to focus on that. And a lot of people just really know what they like in Magic, and they just focus on doing that one thing, even if it's going to cost them a game. Like me, always wanting to draw cards with my ultimatum when that's not always the right play. So, just some advice there on playing the deck. Hopefully the video also helps with that. I think you should try it. I think you will enjoy it. I think this deck is sweet, and I think Shark Week and a Half is sweet. And Shark Week and a Half, and then some, concludes tomorrow with one last pre-Kaldheim Shark Typhoon deck from the one in Besta One. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.